I hear this all the time from young Christians. Charlie, I just want to marry the right person. And you know what I tell them? That's the wrong place to start. Because marriage is not about finding the perfect person. Marriage is about becoming the person God calls you to be and learning to serve Him through another imperfect human being. See, the culture has completely twisted the meaning of love. Movies, music, social media, they all tell you love is about chemistry, about finding someone who gives you butterflies, about a person who checks every box on your list. But Jesus never defined love like that. He didn't say, love them if they make you feel good. He didn't say, love them if they meet your expectations. No, He said, love one another as I have loved you. That's the biblical truth. Jesus loved us when we were unlovable. He sacrificed Himself not because we deserved it, but because His love was rooted in covenant, not convenience. And marriage is designed to reflect that same kind of love. When Jesus spoke about marriage, He went back to Genesis. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. One flesh. That means something sacred, something eternal. It means this union is more than attraction, it's mission. And yet, how do most people view marriage today? They think it's about happiness, about finding someone who will make their life easier, more exciting, more comfortable. But that's not God's design. God's design for marriage isn't happiness first, it's holiness first. Because when you pursue holiness, joy follows. But when you chase happiness without holiness, you end up empty, broken, and disappointed. I've seen it happen again and again. Young couples rush into marriage because they feel in love. And then, when those feelings fade, and trust me, feelings always fade, they walk away, thinking they made a mistake. No, they didn't make a mistake. They built their marriage on sand instead of rock. Jesus said, "The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. That rock is Him. And if your marriage isn't built on that rock, it won't survive the storm. So let me speak directly to you. Before you marry, ask yourself, am I building my life on feelings or on faith? Young men, hear me clearly. Before you think about leading a wife, you must learn to lead yourself. If you can't control your habits, your desires, your time, your walk with God, you are not ready to lead a family. Leadership in marriage starts with discipline in your own life. And young women, listen carefully. Before you marry, you must know your worth. The world will try to tell you your value comes from your looks, your status, or how much attention you can attract. But your true value comes from Christ, who bought you at the highest price. If you forget that, you'll settle for someone who doesn't see your God-given worth. Marriage isn't about two people completing each other. That's a Hollywood lie. Marriage is about two people, whole in Christ, joining together to complete a mission God gave them. That mission is service. Service to each other, service to their family, service to God's kingdom. And let me tell you, that mission is not easy. It requires sacrifice, forgiveness, humility, patience, and a whole lot of prayer. Paul described love like this: patient, kind, not easily angered, keeping no record of wrongs. That's not romantic fluff. That's battlefield instruction. That's God telling you, real love is spiritual warfare against selfishness. So before you marry, don't just prepare for the wedding, prepare for the work. The wedding lasts one day, the marriage lasts a lifetime, and the work of marriage is what shapes you into the likeness of Christ. The biblical truth is this: love always costs something. If your love doesn't cost you anything, it isn't love, it's self-interest. And that's the truth Jesus modeled. His love cost Him everything, and through it, He saved the world. And that's the kind of love God calls you to bring into your marriage. Let's go deeper into this idea. Because the biggest problem with marriage today is that people see it as a contract when God designed it to be a covenant. A contract says, I'll stay as long as you meet my needs. A covenant says, I'll stay because I made a promise before God. Do you see the difference? Contracts are built on convenience. Covenants are built on commitment. Contracts end when circumstances change. Covenants endure because God doesn't change. And if you want a marriage that lasts, if you want a marriage that glorifies God, it has to be covenant, not contract. Jesus didn't quit on you when it got hard. He didn't abandon you when the cost became high. He endured the cross because His love was rooted in covenant. And that is the model for every Christian marriage. That's why when life gets hard, when the bills pile up, when sickness comes, when you argue and don't feel in love anymore, covenant love holds. Because covenant love doesn't depend on how you feel. It depends on the God who never fails. So, before you marry, let me challenge you. Settle this question in your heart. Do I see marriage as a contract or as a covenant? If it's a contract, you'll run when things get uncomfortable. If it's a covenant, you'll stay, you'll fight, you'll forgive, you'll pray, and you'll grow. And let me speak directly to the young Christians listening. Don't let the world mock you into thinking God's way is outdated. They'll laugh at the idea of waiting, of purity, of sacrifice. They'll say biblical marriage is restrictive. But let me tell you the truth, the world's way has only led to broken homes, fatherless children, skyrocketing divorce, and people searching for meaning in all the wrong places. God's way works, it has always worked, and it will always work, because truth doesn't expire. Marriage is one of the greatest tools God uses to shape your character. It will humble you, it will expose your pride, it will test your patience. It will demand that you forgive, not once, not twice, but 70 times 7. And through all of that, it will train you to love like Christ loved the church. That's the biblical purpose of marriage, not just to make you happy, but to make you holy. Let me also say this. Before you marry, don't just ask, do I love this person? Ask, can I serve God better with this person than without them? That's the real test. Because marriage is ministry, it's a partnership in mission. It's saying, together, we will build something that points people to Jesus. If you get this wrong, you'll chase someone who looks good, who feels good, but who doesn't push you closer to Christ. But if you get this right, you'll marry someone who prays with you, serves with you, and runs beside you in the race God has called you to run. And here's the truth. Your marriage will preach louder than your words. People will watch how you love, how you forgive, how you endure. And if your love looks like Christ, you'll be preaching the gospel without even saying a word. So before you marry, remember this biblical truth. Marriage is not about finding the perfect person. It's about learning to serve the perfect God through an imperfect person. And when you build your marriage on that foundation, not on feelings, not on trends, not on convenience, but on Christ, then even when the storms come, even when the pressure rises, your marriage will stand, because it won't just be a marriage. It will be a testimony that God's design still works, that His truth still transforms, and that His covenant love still endures. So, young Christians, hear me clearly. Don't wait until after you marry to learn this truth. Don't wait until you're in the storm to start building on the rock. Before you marry, know this. Believe this. Live this. Because the world doesn't need more perfect couples. It needs faithful couples. Couples who choose covenant over convenience, faith over feeling, Christ over comfort. And when you live that way, your marriage won't just survive. It will shine. It will inspire. And it will glorify the God who designed it. That is the biblical truth about marriage.